What's up, guys? Jawdoe here. Welcome to the vlog. Sorry it's been so long. I have been AFK. Well, AFK means away from the keyboard due to um, the website that I've been trying to upload has been giving me an unknown error, and the videos that are already posted have um, stopped working, so no one can view them. So they're pointless. So I've made the move over to YouTube. So feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment, etc. if you want. If not, all good. Today I'm going to talk about weight management and dieting for myself, and maybe what I do for myself, and explain a few ways to help lose weight or sustain it better. Now, for me, I'm excessively overweight, obese if you want, excessively obese, whatever you want to call it. Now, for those who know me, they think that, oh, he's a big guy, he probably weighs 120 kilos or something. Unfortunately, that's not the case. If I was 120 kilos, I would look effing amazing. I reckon I could run to the back wall and do a backflip. um, I would, yeah, it'd be awesome. Now, in reality, I weigh 185. Well, I did weigh 185 kilos as of 2 months ago. Now I weigh probably 10 kilos less, 175. Now, I didn't, for the whole year of 2017, I weighed myself randomly at the start when I went to the doctors, and when I found out, I was 40 kilos out of what I thought I weighed. I thought I weighed about 140 kilos. Turns out I didn't. Um, I went from 115 kilos to 185 kilos in about 4 years. Um, Not a great period, that 4 years, to be honest. A lot of factors, as I've mentioned in previous vlogs. Um, but when I stepped on this scale and I realized that I was 185 kilos, I was just like, what? You know, and because I still couldn't get it sorted. I couldn't lose any of the weight. Like, I tried, but I didn't really try. You know what I mean? It was half-assed effort. You know, um, and I didn't gain any weight in the whole year. I weighed myself at the end of the year, and I still weighed 185 kilos. So that's a plus. It's a positive and a negative in the sense that, you didn't gain any weight, but you didn't lose any weight. So that's okay. Now, on that note, I looked up, all right, how many calories a day do I have to have been consuming to sustain this weight? And the calculator came back at me and it said 5,100 and something. All right. Insane. I reckon I've just murdered like carb conscious people. They've just dropped dead. You know, like when you make a wish, and if you tell somebody a fairy dies, I reckon that's what I've just done to the carb conscious people. They've just, aneurysm, heart, oh, the valve just exploded. Um, but yeah, that's ridiculous. All right, ridiculous. Like, I literally, like, to burn that off with exercise, there is nothing. Like, I can't think of anything that would burn 5,000 calories. Like, I mean, I don't know much of the burning process, but I mean, for example, like, if you play, well, I mean, you'd have to be doing like a triathlon every day just to burn it off. Because, like, for example, if you do a certain sport for, say, an hour, it burns 300 calories. All right. Now I have to burn 5,000. Now, I don't even reckon doing that would actually do it, to be honest. Like, it might, but either way, you can't do that every day. So it's just, you're gaining, gain, 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 and you're just constantly going to gain. And the perfect example is 115, 185 in 4 years. That was it. Just boom, 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 just continuously just going up. Because I obviously because that was my intake, just constantly boom, 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 boom. Now, yeah, the good thing is no junk food and stuff, like I was saying, but the portions were wrong. I was eating, like, at night time, well, dinner time, I would cook a meal for 4 people and I'd eat it for myself. Now, I'm married at this time, like, I'm not now. That's a whole different story. Um, Now, it was just me at home with the kids, so that I'd get them food and stuff, and then I'd eat food, and then the missus would come home from work, and she's a Thai chef. She is, and she would bring food home as well. So more food, and then you got lunch, dinner. So it was just non-stop eating for like forever, and um, but yeah, not overeating disgusting food or anything unhealthy or anything like that. It was okay, but it was just too much. So the the last 2 months is when I've made the change. I just, I've gone, I can't be this weight. The reasons being is that I was starting to struggle to walk, and I felt like what it would be to have arthritis in your joints. My knees were just like seized, my ankles were just seized. So like I could walk from my room to the hallway, and it was such a struggle, you know. And it was just, I couldn't bend my knees, so I was just walking like a robot sort of thing. So, and that was everywhere I went. Now, throw on top of that, then you've got you know, you don't go out much because you don't like the way you look. So and you're just feeding it all. It's just like going on top, going on, blah blah blah. And um, I decided, I'm potentially going to die. I'm going to have heart attack. I'm going to get diabetes. I've had all the tests, and I'm awesome. So there's no worries about that. But the potential was there, and I'm losing this 10 kilos or whatever. I don't have the pains in my legs anymore. Like, walking before, when I was 185, 15 minutes walking from 500 meters, all right? I live 500 meters from my daughter's school, and that distance, I felt like I was going to die just walking it. Like I'd get there and then walk back. It was just like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And um, so much weight and pressure and stuff. It's crazy. So I decided, I gotta fix that responsibility too. I've got two kids, so I gotta get this shit sorted. So I I sorted the intake of food. I cut it down dramatically. Like I was the 5,000 calories a day, insane. The average person, male, 2,200 a day, so 3,000 less than what I was eating. Now I've already cut out the 3,000 carbs, and I'm eating around that, give or take, depending on what I'm eating. And my body will naturally lose weight because I'm starving it from 3,000 calories per day. Now, so I don't have to exercise if I don't want to. Like if you struggle to get that thing going, I do anyway, which is an added bonus. But the majority of things at 80-20 rule, 80% diet, 20% exercise. The exercise for me is more of a motivational aspect, a tool. It releases endorphins into your brain, which make you feel good. You feel stronger, more energy. So when you wake up in the morning, for example, you don't feel lethargic, like, oh, I've got to get up, or you do sometimes, everybody does, but majority of the time you'll feel sluggish, and that negative impact starts right there, and it continues on. Now, for me, when doing the exercise stuff, when I get up, I just instantly get up, and I'm like, I'm up, that's it. I don't feel, oh, I gotta get up. I get up and I just, day started, let's do it. Now, that's all good and dandy if you can. If you can't, it's still a bit harder. So I recommend, yeah, getting a kid's plate from, the supermarket or whatever. So it's a small plate. You put your food on there and then you cook it. If you're single, that's easy. Even if you're not single and you're making a meal for yourself, use the plate, put it in there. It eliminates seconds, which is an awesome thing. If you're having to cook 4 to 5 people, you can still use the plate as a gauge. But say you're feeding for people that actually eat like a bit more and they're okay, they're active and stuff. You can do your plate and a half, put it in, do that a few times, put it in, and then put your one plate in. So when you dish it all out, it should be enough, and your plate will fill up perfectly. If you put any more on there to try to cheat, it'll overflow and fall off. So you've got that ability to the what is it? The ability, the plate owns you. Okay, if you stick to that plate, it's going to own you. And then 2 weeks down the track, you won't even think about it. You just be like, yep, boom, boom, boom. I didn't need to do that because in my mind, I already knew that I was cutting out 3,000 calories, and the food that I'm eating, it's fine. I'm like, if you don't eat this, you're gonna die. And now I'm lucky again. I eat healthy food, like I said before. I struggle, like if people who don't, it's going to be a bit more harder because you have to eat foods that you don't really eat. So you're going to have to cut out the shitty, crappy food and start eating the healthy food, which is the hard part too. Now, I've got no solutions for that, 100% solutions, because my diet consists of actually good food. I mean, cold turkey's your best bet in my eyes, and give yourself a reward. So cut it out and say if you don't eat it at the end of the week, give you like that's why I get the junk food at the end of the week, for example. That's the reward for not doing it. Now, there's another thing that you can help to increase the weight loss. It's called uh, what is it? Intermediate fasting. Now people probably go, "Whoa, fasting! It's not good for your body. It depletes you of muscle and it makes you look just sick looking and you know and all that kind of crap. That it is crap. Exactly what I said. Like that crap. It is absolute bullshit. The reason why it's bullshit is that if you look back in time, we're going back in time. No. If you go back, even if you go back to for me, my parents, 60s and 70s. Now you look at the majority of people in the 60s and 70s, they were fit. They weren't they were exercising, they were outdoorsy, they were social, they were all these things. Now, reason for that, limited. They were limited in what they had at the time, and they were fighting to give us what we got today, and which is awesome. But still, today, yeah. But if you go back further and you look at when it came in winter times and stuff, like we're talking, let's go back into the 1600s or something, or yeah, whatever. And when it came to winter time and stuff, it's like, okay, winter's coming. We've got to make sure we've got enough food because we can't get it easy. We can't go out hunting and stuff and all that, and the bears will be hibernating or whatever, so we can't get meat. And so we've only got so much food stored up, and um, we have to make sure that we don't eat too much, otherwise we're going to starve. So they limited themselves with how much they ate. So they fasted. Now, they were healthy, they were fit, they were strong, men and women, even the children. You know what I mean? And you bring it back to today, we just sit there doing nothing. Like me on the computer, ad comes on the TV, Macca's, pizza, something, shit, and it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna nick down to the shops. I feel like I need to go get this thing because I just seen it on the TV, and you know, it seems like the easy, right thing to do. So, and it's just over there. So I'll be back in a minute. So you just go over to the shop and you get the shit and you come home and you just eat it. And that's how we are. Everything's in abundance, and we've got no I don't know, no respect. That's how I see it. There's no respect for it. And there's so many obese people. There's so many unhealthy people. And it's technology's made things easier and stuff. And that's what we're doing, trying to make things easier and easier and easier and easier. Whereas back then it was harder. But the theory is, most things, the hard way turns out to be the easy way, and the easy way turns out to be the hard way. For example, hard way, you don't get fat. The easy way, you just eat shit and you get fat, and then you complain about it. Ugh, you know what I mean? Whereas if you just like eating healthy at the start, wouldn't happen. Now, that being said, it's good in theory, but that's just not how it works either. So unfortunately, that's just a struggle, and if you can get through it, it's awesome. Now, this intermediate fasting, there's three options. You've got 16 and 8, which is for 8 hours, say 12 till 8. You eat your meals in that time, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. People will be like, no, he's missing breakfast, the most important meal of the day. It's not the most important meal of the day. The most important meal of the day is food. Whenever you eat this food, that's the important time, because it does the exact same thing to you when you eat it. It doesn't matter when it is, so that's just bullshit. Yeah, it does what it needs to do, replenishes your body, you absorb the shit that you need, and you go on. Now, yeah, that 16 and 8 is 8 hours of potential zone for eating food, 16 hours not eating food. That's the one I'm on, and I was naturally on it without even knowing it, but not 100% like that. You've also got 5 and 2, which is 5 days you eat your normal portioned healthy diet, and 2 days you eat 3 crackers, for example, like 60 calories. 600 calories. Now that's not much, and for me, because I appreciate food, when I eat, I sort of just want to eat the portion of the meal. I don't want to have the carbs restricted in the meal itself. Um, you know, that's eating one meal basically, if that, compared to eating 3 meals. So I'd rather take the 3 meals and have that 16 hours of, because you're sleeping in that time too, so it doesn't really matter. You've got that sleep pattern too, which is good. Then there's another one which is one and done, which is a 24-hour fasting. So you just hit it one day a week, nothing. You don't eat. The rest of the time you do. Again, not my forte, not my thing. But if whichever one of these works for you, it's awesome. Now the benefit of it is that your body naturally, when you're losing weight, it goes into this state called ketosis, and what that does is it's where your metabolism speeds up and your body actually is actively eating itself, like burning whatever the shit is in there. Okay, the reason being, like for example, you've lost that 3,000 calories, like how I said that I was on 5,000 and I pulled it back 3,000. My body's naturally eating that away, so I'm in that zone already, so my body loses weight naturally. Now, if that's not working, if you want to trigger to lose weight, this is the way the fasting triggers it. Now, what it does is you've got two different two types of fat in your body. You've got internal and external. Externals, obviously the shit you see, the jelly parts that the people see. Your love handles, your thunder thighs, your man boobs, your double chins, all that kind of shit. The internal is the stuff that's inside hugging your organs. Now, that's the weight you lose first. So you physically might not see you losing any weight. You might be like, but I've been on diet for like this long and I don't feel any difference. I don't look any different. The fact is that you probably weigh less, but you don't look it because it's your internal fat that's been eaten off your gut and stuff. And it's like, look at it like the blob just taking over and just killing everything. And that's what'll happen, is that it'll just get fatter and fatter and it'll suffocate, and then you die basically, like later on. So it's good. Fasting is good for you if you want to trigger it to increase the weight loss. Now, you can do it naturally by smaller portions, like I was saying, and do the exercise, same thing. But the only way you will lose weight, no matter what, is going into that state, that ketosis. It's so hard to say; it just doesn't come off the tongue that easy. I feel like I got to stutter. Ketosis. Ketosis. All right. Now, if you don't go into that, you're not losing weight. So the way you wouldn't lose weight would be if your calorie intake was higher than what your exercise was of burning. So that's where it comes into. Keep your calories lower than what you burn, and it goes boom, and it triggers it. So as long as you're eating less calories and burning more, you'll be in that zone. I recommend having a play around with them to see which one works for you. And yeah, in no time you'll just start losing weight. Now for me, I've got a target of about 70 kilos that I want to lose. I'm not aiming for 70 kilos as the instant goal. It's better to take small ones, because trying to go, yes, I'm going to take over the world, just is unrealistic, and you lose hope in it because you want to get closer to that point quicker and you don't get the results. So it's better just to do the small goals. So like, you work it out. The body naturally loses about 1 kilo, maybe a week. That's just with being lazy, for example. Now, if men, unfortunately, women, it's harder for women to lose weight. Again, it must be a genetic makeup, something where men, they burn it a lot quicker or something. So they'll see results better than women. Women have to work, either longer or they do it harder. Now, yeah, that sucks balls, really, to be honest. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's like ridiculous. We might lose 2 kilos in the week and you only lose 1.5. You know what I mean? We might lose 3, you lose 1. It gauges very weird. It's weird. Now, if you exercise, do some high intense exercise and you keep the diet and everything like that, you might be losing 2 to 3 kilos a week. There might be a week where you lose 4 kilos. Now, it'll all balance out eventually. Like, you'll start to drop how much you're losing. But at the early stages, the further you are overweight, the quicker you're going to lose it. So just aim for small goals of like, okay, I'm going to lose 10 kilos. But if you add it up for the month, a kilo a week, and you go, okay, 4 weeks, it's 4 kilos, and you go, okay, you aim for that. If you want to aim for 2, you just go, okay, I'm going to lose 8 kilos this month. And so you basically, that's all you exercise and work out for. You don't go, I'm exercising for 70 kilos. You're exercising for 8. Or even less, you exercise per week. If you want 2 kilos, you just go, okay, 2 kilos. How many carbs do I need to burn to lose 2 kilos in a week? And then you do the exercise or whatever you need to do for it. And that's it in a nutshell. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy the content. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, give it a thumbs up. Feedback on the sound. Hopefully it's good or it's not too loud this time. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And good luck. Peace.